RV.media.
Hello again, this is Randy Adams. Hey, are you having a great day? I hope so. I'm with Jace Pearson, our new show, and we buy and sell RVs. Our show is RV.media. Man, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. This is a beautiful time of the year. Springtime is here. It's coming alive, and people out traveling around. This traffic's been picking up going down the roads, on these roads, Randy. When it was wintertime, I'm cruising to the RV parks. It just wasn't a soul to see. Now, I mean, I was in Johnson City the other day. It was like rush hour, and not the south side of Austin, but it was pretty bad.
Wow. Well, a lot of people have found out how to get up and down on 281, and that's a good travel and a beautiful area. Beautiful area. I think TxDOT missed the deal where they should have widened it, went around a few cities, and instead of doing we should have made a separate road going up 281 to Fort Worth and Dallas. But I mean, it's beautiful up there. I love it. If I didn't live close to my sons and my family and my business, I'd be living off of 281 somewhere. And there's so many great camping spots up there, and so many great places to go, state parks and opportunities, and of course, everything's looking green right now, and everything's going good, and so it's time to get out and make memories.
Speaking of green, we had to do a little shout out to Karen, the lady we bought the Class C from. She was really, you know what she said, Randy? She said she's just getting too old and too tired to move the RV around. So if you're just not using your RV and you want to get a free appraisal, you can give Randy a call on his phone. Go to RV.media. We can put some numbers together. It don't work for everybody, but some people, if they want to turn it to cash and are tired of messing around, and the tire kickers is what I keep hearing, Randy, and the scams on the internet when
the scams are huge. I've got people right now telling me, hey, let's meet at the bank to pay me for my cars and trucks because there's too many scams out there. I've been moused around too much. People are trying to steal your car. Make sure if you're selling your vehicle not to let them know where you're living. You need help. Don't go by yourself. There's too many scammers. There's too much trouble, too much things going on in this world that you got to be safe, and we want you safe.
Yeah, and that's a good advice there, Randy. Go meet someone in a public spot or something like that.
Well, and don't let it, I wouldn't try to put my vehicle for sale at my house, because they'll come to your house and they'll know everything about you. Years ago, I had a lady, a friend of mine's mother was selling a Jaguar. The guys showed up at her house, said they were buying it, they were coming back with the cash. They came back with no cash, robbed her, stole a bunch of stuff, tied her up, left her for dead, stole the car, the title, everything. And he kept calling his mother. Finally, he drove in from Dallas, and it barely saved his mother from dying. They'd tied her up and left her in the house to die. And so you got to watch out. Don't let anybody know where you live. I tell a lot of those stories on my other radio shows, learntobuyandSellCars.com, because those are what's really happened today. And really, it's bad in Phoenix, Arizona. That's the number one scam place for stealing owners' cars and vehicles. And and it's going to happen in RVs too. But we're real. We're here. I've been in business 60 years. I've known Jace, I don't know how long, 40 years.
Oh, come on, Randy. Don't let them know my age right here. It's been a while. Yeah.
Pretty close to that.
I've known you a long
I tell
time.
you what, I outbid 115 dealers online at Mannheim Auction last week and bought a fifth wheel. You don't think, well, I'm the best buyer around? Hey, there's proof right there. There was a bunch of people at the auction and 115 online, and I was a high bidder. So I'll step up and try my best. Our overhead's low. Me and Jace don't have any overhead. My car lot pays for my overhead, so we don't have any overhead.
That's true, too, once you start adding into the cost of the big box stores and how much it costs just to pull an RV in there for them to retail it, going through service and all that stuff. And,
what about advertising?
Advertising. And what about taxes and lights?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Insurance. What about employees?
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize these dealerships need to make $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 on an RV just to break even.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it takes millions a month to open up these dealerships. dealership, cars and RVs.
You know, and that's the thing too, is we have it's a nationwide network, but it wouldn't be cost effective to ship one up to Washington State or Maine right now.
We can buy them if they're close to what we do business with, where we do business. We can buy them
and lay them down in the local area.
Yeah, and they'll have to take it to get it a CR report, a condition report. That way, you know what your vehicle looks like and what you need to do to it if you need to fix some things up.
Yeah, that's true. I bought that one out of New Mexico a few months ago, and the guy took it over there and had it checked out. That was a toy hauler fifth wheel. Boy, he hadn't started it in a while. The generator didn't start up. It had the heat in New Mexico had faded the outside of it, but that's not too bad. They have polishes and compounds, but it can be anywhere from $500 to $1,500 to $2,000 to clean up one of these dirty RVs just to clean them.
My son cleans RVs, sanitizes them, gets some of the smell out, and sometimes even all the smell. But he does RVs. He does also a lot of individuals. He's mobile. He can come and do your RV wherever it is. He does franchise dealers. He fixes upholstery. He dyes upholstery. You know, maybe you need to fix your RV up and get it to looking where it'll sell.
Does he charge by the foot or by the hour or
by
what?
the foot, and they look at the job and see how bad it is.
And which son does that?
That's Zachary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's Zachary.
Oh, wow.
He does work for Mercedes and Lexus and Dodge and Ford and Toyota dealerships, and about to expand, and they do go to your home. They do salmonizing. They protect paint, because you know these car washes will mess up your paint pretty good, so you got to watch out there. You want to protect your paint. I mean, I looked at a car the other day, a Tahoe, and it was going to need somewhere around $6,000-7,000 to do a paint job on it. So you got to protect your vehicle. You got to protect your RV. You know, get it undercover if you can. Of course, that costs more money, and if you're not using it.
Yeah, see, and that's true. So a lot of people look on the internet and see, you know, what these RVs are priced to get them an idea, but the condition is a big part of it, and the mechanics, you know, and a lot of people they don't know, and it's really hard to sell one of these on your own retail to the general public, not only with the dangers and the risks. You don't get much of a reward for them coming out and meeting you at your property and all that stuff. I have run into a lot of people that they don't meet, like the lady, she had her RV, her Class B, her nephew is the one that met me at the storage facility to show me the RV, because, you know, she was an older lady, and you know, she just didn't know who I was, but it was a referral, and I went out there and I met him. I actually met her at the end, and when we handed her the check and she got the money at the bank, she wanted to be there for the money, Randy. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, what are your plans and your designs with the RV? Is what I asked the people a lot, and they said, well, I'm just not using it.
Well, that's the key. I mean, and I've had a gentleman tell me he's thinking about selling his because his kids will all be in college. Him and his wife don't want to travel without the kids. You know, they want family time, and they got a large one. But he's thinking about selling his and getting another one, and when everybody gets out of college, plus he could use the cash because they're in college, number one. He could use the cash and it's paid for. So he's thinking about selling it 3-4 years down the road, buying another one so he can get family back together. And while they're at college, he wants them to focus on college, make the best grades they can, and put it together. And then we were talking about, he's thinking about during the year, spring break, a meeting. He's got 3 kids in college. So meet them somewhere, get a cabin out at a nice RV place. Go ahead and start arrangements done, you know, 6 months ahead, make reservations. So, I mean, just plan ahead a little bit. A little effort will save you a lot of money and a lot of grief.
Yeah, these things can be pretty expensive to work on. I was at one dealership the other day, $179 an hour to have your RV checked on.
Oh, yes.
And they were 3 weeks out before they could even look at your RV. I mean, what if you're preparing for your trip?
Well, I've got it now. I do have an RV, mobile RV man, previous military, great guy. In fact, he was at my car lot the other day. We're looking for him to have a box truck to work out of. I buy box trucks. I buy the good, the bad, and the ugly cars and trucks and vans, all kinds of stuff. But he came by, but he's mobile, and they've got him and his son and a helper, and they're constantly going around mobile, fixing and servicing RVs.
You know, I've met a few guys like that too, Randy, and that's what they told me, where they kick in, is people call these big dealerships and they're so far out on reservations to just look at the RV, then they have to diagnose it, then they have to figure out what part they have to order. if it's not back ordered from China, I mean, most parts are generalized in the RV things. You can get them, day 1 to 3 days. But what if it's one of those weird parts on the manufacturer that went out of business because of, COVID or something like that? What are you going to do then? These guys are handyman, and they can get out and look at you. They charge a nominal fee to come out on demand, but they said they're busier than anything right now. It's that time of the year, Randy, where someone needs to check the tires on your RV, check the roof out on your RV, see if the top needs to be resealed. Do you know how many people that I talked to, and I asked them when the last time they sealed their roof on their RV, they go, "What are you talking about? It's got a 12-year warranty on it when I bought it from new." I said, "I understand that, but you have to do preventive maintenance. You have to reseal the roof every once in a while, check it out, do the die core on the top." A lot of these people, when they're buying these 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, $100,000 RVs, the salesmen don't tell them about all the service that need to be done on those.
Well, it's not a 12-year guarantee on leaks, is it?
You have to do preventive maintenance on it. I mean, that material is going to last a long time, but where they cut holes in for the air conditioners, the vents, the air vents, the bathroom skylights, there's die cord that goes around. There's special kind of sealant that dries out from this Texas sun.
Oh, what I'm thinking about? We need since this reaches out to 33 states, and we got the website and people are checking it out. Thank you for checking our website out. But if you're, 100, 200 miles away from San Antonio, give us a call or call me or go to our website, RV.media, and let's talk to you about putting you online or using you a reference. We want to build some service mobile people to help other people out, and we'll work with you and give you some business.
And one of the things I found out talking to these service guys in the different counties and cities away from San Antonio is they're certified to do warranty work on certain brands, extended service contracts. They're tying into a lot of those.
Well, we have one for sale. We have an RV service contract to sell for extended warranty.
So what they told me is these people are calling in. The big box stores are, 1 to 2 months out, maybe 3 weeks out, but 3 weeks can be a long time. That's when they get a call, and then they're certified to work on it. Maybe the refrigerator, it could be a little board out of it. It could need a whole refrigerator. Who knows? But without the proper technician with the proper training going out there and diagnosing, how do you know what's really wrong with the RV?
Well, and it could be a fuse. YouTube may help you a lot. There's YouTube videos to help you work on it and check out your unit, but maybe you need a technician to come in and finalize it. Some people don't know, and some people don't want to take the time. They'd rather pay somebody to check one out for them.
Yeah, I was out in Orlando it was about 2 or 3 years ago, and I put the slides out, and it said warning alligators and all that stuff in the RV park, and I was so scared about with my little dog, but that's another story. But that morning I got up, I was getting ready to leave, Randy. I went to push the slides in. Okay, the one slide went in, the other slide went in, the other one didn't. And I was like, what the heck? And I couldn't figure it. You talk about having a very serious heart attack almost from that. Well, I mean, I'm out here in Florida. I don't know any technicians or RV dealers around the area, but you know what I had? I had a friend of mine was an ex-service manager. I called him on the phone. And do you know what it was? It was a little bitty fuse up. He goes, "Oh, that's very common on that slide out," which how would I know? I went in there, found the fuse, pulled it out, put another one in there, and the slide went right in. I was like, can you imagine? I thought it was going to be fat. I was like, how do you tow an RV in to get it worked on it? When's the mobile guy going to come out here? It was like on a Saturday. It was a Saturday or a Sunday, but boy, oh boy, I was a nervous freaking wreck. Have you ever been stuck in those side of the road?
Yeah.
And here's another thing is, that's great that I had that guy on speed dial. Good thing he was a friend of mine, but boy, what if you're not? What if you don't know anybody? What do you do, Randy?
YouTube it.
YouTube it?
Yeah, and then if that don't work, go to our website, see if we've got a mobile service or a mechanic on site or close by that we can recommend.
Yeah, I got one guy that goes pretty much, a lot of the guys are 100, 200 miles of San Antonio. Some of them go down to Victoria. Some of them go all the way out there to Junction, Sonora, Menard. They're the longer techs. So there's a pretty big area with this network that we're creating with these service technicians. But boy, oh boy, one thing about owning an RV is fixing an RV. It's not if and when, it's what and how much. It's what man makes breaks is what you say all the time, right, Randy?
That's exactly right. And, I just thought of something also. When you're trying to sell your RV, what about financing? What about banking? Who do you go to? Where do you go to? A lot of unanswered questions when you're trying to sell it on your own, and that's where we've had experience and we got the know-how. And so you get ready to sell one, they got to produce the money. So instead of showing one that you haven't questioned well enough, you need to question, well, how are you paying for it? Have you got your financing lined up? Why waste your time with somebody you don't know? I'd get a picture of their driver's license, know who I'm dealing with. And if they won't give you that, something's not right. And then make sure you look at the photo and it's the same person that shows up. Because I can tell you so many scams about cars and trucks and people scamming.
You've had people not on the identification with
Oh, you better check it out, And we didn't mention that a while ago, and I got to thinking, I want to see what they look like, where they say they live, where they're from. I had a guy in here that hadn't changed his driver's license not long ago, was from Florida, I flat asked him, he said, have you been trying to change it? He said, go down to the Department of Public Safety. There's a line trying to change it. He said, I don't have time. He said, I got to catch them at the right time when there's not a long line and a 2-3 hour wait. Sometimes during COVID, you had to make an appointment 2 months out, 3 months out.
to get your driver's license done.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Wow. That's a crazy kind of story. Well, here's the other thing we've been talking about is places to go and what to do. We talked about the state parks. We talked about the national parks. We talked about the historical sites and the different towns. We've actually been into the towns and talked to the people. But, one thing that kind of freaked me out, Randy, was I was in an RV park the other day and it was haunted.
Haunted?
Have you ever heard of that?
No.
It was out there in Russ, Texas. It was
Now hold it. Is somebody messing around trying to cause all this or what?
No, this is and I had no idea. I've been to the wineries. I can understand maybe you had a little bit of wines and spirits, and maybe you might see a little ghost or something after you drank a little. But this is actually a thing, Randy. There are haunted parks in Texas. I had no idea. Did you?
No.
No, it's a thing and it's a deal. So I started looking.
They got graveyards in there?
No, I didn't see. That's kind of weird. Actually, there was one Civil War RV park up there in Pennsylvania or something that was on a Civil War battlefield or right next to it. They said that was haunted. I had no idea that RV parks were haunted.
Now, hold it. Now, is that a good selling point or a bad situation? I mean, if you're advertising that you got a haunted RV park, how many people, I got to go to that deal.
That's what I thought too. And I saw a guy and he was telling me about it, and I was looking into the RV park, and these people said they want to go there because they want to get scared to death.
Oh man, not me. I ain't in for that. That's not me.
You wouldn't want to go in there and see what's going on with the ghosts and the spirits and stuff like that.
I'm afraid they may get in a camper and the truck go home with me.
Well, there was a Sunset Point RV park out there in Lake LBJ. That's a haunted RV park. I was like,
I ain't going.
Well, they said what happens is when the sun goes down and you're in there, you start hearing footsteps walking around
they got speakers somewhere. They're doing that.
I'm telling you, Randy, it isn't just one RV.
But I think that wouldn't be a great selling point. I don't think you're going to draw a lot of people coming in there. And I've never heard of that park, but now I know why and I don't want to go. But I think that somebody's playing games.
No, there's another park. There's RV Park of Victoria. You know what their claim to fame is that the sun goes down and the stars come out, stuff like you start hear people singing everywhere.
Well, they got speakers in the trees somewhere.
No, but this is a thing. There is, a haunted RV parks.
I can see all these people rushing to that place. They're lined up. I imagine they're booked up for 6 months, huh?
Oh, I don't know.
I hope they don't have 1,400 spots because they're going to have a lot of empty ones, in my opinion.
Well, I'd actually run into a blogger, a guy it was on Twitter, and he had actually been to those RV parks. So I was typing it in on there, and it pulled up this guy, and he had wrote this whole story about his experience going in there, and he actually heard the footsteps walking around.
I guarantee you they put speakers out there and put the footsteps out there. They'll turn it up on you.
Yeah, and there was there was a pretty good list of these. There was the Riverview Campground in Waco, Texas. There's a little bitty ghost that walks around there at night. I'd never heard of it. Now, this is, okay, we're going to go to the top of the list here. The number one was the Rio Vista in Kingsland, Texas. And I don't know if this
Kingsland, Texas?
Yes.
That's not far from here.
So here's the way the story goes of this haunting. There's a lady in there, and I guess she likes to have a good time or something, but this lady walked into her RV and her husband, there was a woman in there that was a ghost. So she walked into the RV and her husband was in there with a ghost woman, and apparently this lady disappeared, but that's what it's got, some woman bouncing around in different RVs, and I don't know if I do believe that.
Well, did she say it and the husband say it?
That's the way the story goes.
Maybe somebody got a little light deal and like a laser and they shoot it into your camper or something. Make you think about it that way. I don't know.
Well, I don't know that, but
can't believe people want to advertise they got a haunted, and people want to go stand in line and make appointments, get reservations to go in one of those campsites.
Well, some of the places that when I was reading some of the notes and stuff on there, people go there and then they don't ever go back. Is that right? That's what
Do they ever come out? That's what I want to know.
Well, and that's when I walked in there.
They disappear.
I was telling that RV park that I'm with the RV radio show, and they said, "Are you here because of our RV park is haunted?" I had no idea. Well, all the things that I'm learning here, and I might go back there during Halloween or something like that. That sounds like a fun time to go visit a haunted RV park. I like the wineries a lot better, Randy.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you, we might get seeing ghosts. We drink.
Those are the
wine.
kind of spirits I don't mind seeing.
Yeah, that's good spirits there.
Yes, it is. Actually, it's a good time. But this has just been an amazing experience. For me personally, going around visiting all these places and just meeting all the new people, Randy. And you're a big claim to fame of what you've always preached on here is making memories.
That's it. Hey, I had memories last night at a class reunion. It wasn't my class reunion, but I knew everybody there. And it's great memories. And I had a great time. So, I mean, where have you made your great memories at and when? And have we got any? We got plenty of time on earth right now. We might be on borrowed time, but get out and enjoy yourself. And I love what I do. I love buying and selling. I love helping people get rid of their RVs and their motorhome, and I've got one I'm sitting on right now that I can't figure out. Hey, I need a lake lot out at Canyon Lake with a view or somewhere that I can put a bus. We buy a bus. I got called on a bus yesterday and it's been sitting for years, doesn't run. And, so, I mean, maybe somebody that's mechanically inclined wanting to fool with it might want to buy it. And it's awful cheap. It's $5,000. It's a diesel pusher.
They just want it out of there, huh?
They just want it gone. The guy passed away. The lady wanted to offer her property. And we've got to move it. And I've got a buddy of mine call me because he knows about the radio show. He knows I buy RVs. He knows that I outbid everybody. He's an auctioneer and I outbid everybody at the auction. And he knows that we know what to do with them. We love them. We've been in the business forever. First RV I bought, I must have been, 50 years ago at least. Maybe
100 years ago.
Maybe 100 years. Yeah, I'm almost there.
Yeah.
But anyway, and you've been in the business 30 years. I mean, wow. So,
yeah,
we know what to do with them.
Yeah, we do, and there's different market trends in different areas, even in our local areas. Like some of the dealers are a little cold and a little soft on the RV, so people call around, they may not be real excited about the RVs, but we have a wider network of dealers you've been affiliated with over the years. I mean, some of these guys, they're movers and shakers, and they know what to do with these RVs, and condition is the main thing. Go to RV.media, give Randy a call at 830-708-4789.
Yeah.
He'd be glad to put it together. Usually we ask for some pictures and an honest description. To be honest with you, Randy, most of these people, they describe them pretty well.
Pretty well. We've been happy with it.
They know their RVs. The ones that I always question are the ones that have been in storage and maybe someone passed away like you're just talking about. And those people don't know RVs. Those are the ones that can be a little bit questionable. What do you have going on this weekend, Randy? Where are you heading out to?
I'm not going anywhere. I've got the final day of the class reunion, and I've got to get a lady to sign a signature, and I've got to look at some trucks, and I may run up there and take a look at that diesel pusher and see what we need to do to get it out of that lady's yard and get it down the road, and where we can put it or where we can sell it.
Man, that's one thing you always do, Randy. You're a wheeler and a dealer.
Well, I don't work on Sundays. I go to Tree of Life Church on Sundays, and I do my radio show. I still have a radio show on Sunday afternoon, but you can give me a call about my other radio shows, 830-708-4789. I love to talk to you about anything, and I've had even my radio listeners come up to the car lot and meet me, just to meet me and just to talk, and I spend a little time with them. I want to talk to all my listeners, and just like you love people, and you love helping, and you're a giver, not a taker. And so we want this opportunity to open your eyes, give you opportunities of what's going on in the RV business. And if you're not using one, and you know somebody's not using it, hey, give us a call. What do you got to say, Jason, closing?
Well, I'll say if you're heading to New Mexico, there's one more RV park I didn't mention about. It's the Holy Ghost Campground in New Mexico. It's right out of Santa Fe. Apparently, there was a big scuffle with the priests and the Indians years years ago, and I don't know what happened, but they say every once in a while, and they said the scary part about this RV park isn't necessarily the park itself, it's the 2-mile drive down this old creepy looking road when you get to the RV park. So Holy Ghost Campground in New Mexico, if you're out in the area or one of our listeners are there, send us a picture or a little story if you've seen either the priest or the Indian that haunts the place.
Well, my radio show at 10 o'clock on Saturday night on same channel, WOAI, I get callers from all the way to Phoenix. So, hey, there's people out in New Mexico that can hear this show because it covers 33 states before it drops the power down.
It's been a lot of fun, and it's going to continue to be fun. The springtime and the summertime are just coming at us, right? So this is the time to have RV mania.
Yeah, and remember, I buy the good, the bad, and the ugly. Hey, this bus, that doesn't run, and it's 20 years old. So, hey, thank you, Jace. Thank you, listeners. Thank you. Hey, give us a call anytime or go to RV.media. Check out what we're doing. We're trying to do our best to educate you. Hey, be entertaining and help out on anything we can do about an RV. We're trying to improve and make this thing grow and really, really help you enjoy yourself making memories. I'm Randy Adams. God bless you. Thank you, and tune in next week. Goodbye, Jace.
See you guys.